No word yet. No one knows where our friend is.
It's not that there's no word, it's that there's no progress. He should have been done first.
They thought they'd find them both at the strip joint.
We can't go back. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Hello, fellow storytellers. Welcome to Get Writing. I'm Dr. Stavros Halvatsis. Today we will study the tense, subtly crafted family dinner scene from the last episode of The Sopranos, a scene that pulsates with the looming threat of assassination hanging over Tony Soprano. Let's jump right in. This iconic scene at the end of a magnificent series has much to teach us about the art of crafting suspense through context, subtle cues, shot selection, timing, and nuanced performances. It is further proof of why we should seek to learn from old masterpieces, especially when compared to much of today's fare. Before we examine the scene in detail, let's set the context. The events leading up to this moment have been filled with mounting anxiety. The news in previous episodes that Tony had been seeing a psychiatrist has weakened his position with the mob, which sees this as dangerous because of what Tony might have revealed about the business. Tony and the families are at loggerheads. His leadership with his own people is shaky.
All due respect, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, I'm gonna pass.
I don't fucking believe this.
Members of his crew have been shot, notably Silvio, his consigliere. Mobsters are turning state's evidence, and a hit has been ordered on Tony himself. Furthermore, the FBI is closing in.
80 to 90% chance you'll be indicted. That fucking gun charge. I get sick when I think of it. And if Carlos starts talking homicide, fucking
There is a sense that an era is coming to an end. Now let's focus on the restaurant scene itself. Even before the family joins Tony at the restaurant, the atmosphere is charged with tension. Tony arrives alone, which emphasizes his isolation. A little later, he is joined by his wife. As they wait for their children to join them, our anxiety grows with every jingle at the entrance. Finally, AJ enters. Then we see Meadow pull up in her car outside. As she struggles to park the vehicle, our sense of unease increases even more. All the waiting seems to imply that something bad is about to happen. Additionally, the camera work and framing heighten our sense of discomfort. Lingering shots on the characters' faces and the careful choreography of their movements keeps us on edge. Our unease is further magnified through subtle glances, Tony's furtive looks towards the entrance every time someone enters. They all contribute to the feeling that something ominous is about to unfold. We become acutely aware that the sanctuary of family is no refuge from the ever-present threat that Tony faces. The very act of sitting down to eat with his family in a public place, seemingly unarmed and exposed, creates a visceral sense of vulnerability. Mealtime is when families are at their most relaxed, when their guard is down. Here, however, it brings to mind the assassinations we've heard about or watched in documentaries, in films and in TV series, such as when Joe Gallo was shot dead in Manhattan's Little Italy in 1972, or Carmine Galante killed in 1979 while having lunch at Joe's and Mary's Italian-American restaurant. And of course, the shocking assassination scene in The Godfather, where Michael Corleone shoots Sollozzo and McCluskey during lunch. This awareness contributes to our feelings of unease. Adding to the tension is the very presence of the patrons at the restaurant, any one of whom may pose a threat to Tony. Their very presence, their proximity to Tony, becomes a source of anxiety, both for Tony and us. When one of the patrons goes to the men's room, we are reminded of how Michael Corleone retrieved the gun that had been hidden in the men's room and used it to kill Sollozzo and McCluskey. The seemingly banal nature of this final scene in what has been a series filled with moments of extreme violence injects the sense of a calm before the storm moment in us. Small actions such as an ostensibly innocent conversation or a lingering look take on heightened significance while we wait uneasily for something big to happen. The culmination of the final episode then masterfully uses the family restaurant setting to keep us waiting. It creates a sense of doom that keeps us on edge. The symbolism of the screen going black, just as Meadow is finally about to enter the restaurant, seems to confirm our worst fears. To sum it all up then, The Sopranos ends in a scene that radiates a sense of impending doom. It forces us to wait for something to happen, heightening the sense of vulnerability and suspense. We are made to suspect that Tony's life, perhaps even that of his family's, is over. That he does so without showing any violence speaks to the craft of the writers.
He should have been done first. We can't go back. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Well, that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, hitting the like and notification buttons, and leaving a comment to share your thoughts and to help the channel grow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.